people are asked not to exploit and harm animals, they like to point to us vegans and say that we are responsible for the killing of plants. And as we all know, plants are living beings too. Jagadish Chandra Bose never proved that plants feel pain. Jagadish Chandra Bose was the man behind the crescograph, an instrument which was used in measuring the growth of plants and thereby demonstrated how plants reacted to the various stimuli such as temperature, chemicals, gases, and electricity. There isn't even one single peer-reviewed study that has been ever released that proves that plants can feel pain or can respond. A reaction is a chemical process in which substances act mutually on each other and are changed into different substances, or one substance changes into other substances. Plants go through reactions. When sunlight falls on a plant, the plant reacts and faces the sun. Our bodies go through reactions as well. When we eat food, the food reacts to the acid in our stomach. However, please note that although both are living entities, the plant and our stomach, neither of them are sentient. They merely react to whatever stimulus they are subjected to. A response, however, is completely different. A response is when there is a complicated thought process involved. There is a someone, there is consciousness, there is a calculated motive behind it. A good example is, if there is sunlight on my eyes, there may be a chemical reaction on my eyes due to the heat. But the action to bring my hand over my eyes to protect them is a response to the stimuli that is the sunlight. When I eat food, the food reacts to my stomach, but me putting food in my mouth is a response to my hunger. Animals, which includes humans, can react and respond. Plants, however, can only react and never respond because there is no brain and there is no nervous system. You see, therefore there is no thought process, there is no person, there is no someone behind those leaves and those shoots. You need to understand two important things here. Number one, plants retain water in cells of their leaves. And number two, a pulvinus is the base of a leaf stalk which keeps the leaves held firm. Water from the cells is released upon presence of a stimulus via the pulvinus, and therefore the leaves shrink and look flaccid. Although the name suggests that it's a touch-me-not plant, and therefore people presume that the plant can perceive and therefore respond to touch, a more accurate name would be react by contracting leaves to any kind of stimulus plant, because this plant reacts the same way to other forms of stimuli as well, such as wind and heat. You see, if a being is not sentient, that being can be used as a resource, just like water, minerals, and other things that occur naturally on Earth. Now, I agree we need to have a plan to use these resources judiciously and sustainably. However, we never talk ethics when we use sunlight. We don't ask the question, does water feel pain when we boil water? Similarly, it is frankly silly to look at a plant as if they are individuals who deserve protection from cruelty. So yes, there is a very, very big difference between using a sentient creature and an insentient creature as a resource. Now, if you for some reason possess a brain or a nervous system which fails to function, you may be labeled to be in a vegetable state. However, that does not justify comparing you to a plant which does not even have those organs to begin with. A plant can never be blind, because in order to be blind, you need to have eyes that do not function. A plant can never be deaf, because in order to be deaf, you need to have eardrums that do not function. If you do not have eyes or ears to begin with, you cannot be compared to those who do. The very comparison of an animal and a plant is completely unreasonable, as one of them is capable of experiencing and responding in this world as they are born with the physiology to do so, whereas the other cannot. Now, I do want to give a proper conclusion for this video. You see, people bring up the point that plants feel pain, or they say that it's unethical to kill and eat plants only when you bring up the rights of animals, specifically animals used for food and clothing. You don't believe me? Well, just walk up to somebody and tell them that it's wrong to beat, enslave, and force animals to perform in a circus. Just tell them that you feel it is wrong to shoot wild animals and hang their heads as trophies or make them into a carpet. Now, if you say this, people might respond positively or against your message. However, I guarantee you not one person will say, well, don't plants feel pain too? The reason is because people are born and indoctrinated in a society that teaches them that cows, chickens, pigs, fish, goats, duck, and sheep are food and clothing. The same society also teaches them that plants are food and clothing as well. Hence, they compare the two, animals and plants, thinking that they have a solid argument at hand without realizing that they are being dishonest, disingenuous, unscientific, and 100% insane. How come if a single drop of human blood is spilled, that cannot be justified by saying that plants feel pain? But if we kill 60 billion land animals and trillions of other marine animals every single year without a shred of mercy, all of a sudden, this becomes the mother of all justifications. If there is one thing I'll ask of you, it is stop being dishonest. Stop pretending that you care for plants. The only thing you actually care for and that you're not willing to admit is that you place your taste buds, your convenience, your habit, and your traditions above the life of an animal. Instead of trying to find the right way to do the wrong thing, how about you just do the right thing and go vegan today? Thanks for watching. This is Arun Nirmal Activist, signing off.